This is Bob Martin, the RCSubGuy with the NautilusDryDocks.com, and got another project to share with you. This is a bit of a beastly boat. It's got some heft and mass to it. Super excited to share it with you. So what you're looking at here is a S Class submarine built by a very talented individual out of Canada called by the name of Dwayne Hill. And if you follow my channel, you'll see that I just did another special video on a T-Class submarine that he put together. This is sort of the sister ship to that. It's based on a model kit put out by OTW Designs out of the UK. If that's something that you're interested in, I do offer that kit on my website at the NautilusDryDocks.com. You can head on over there, take a look at for information, photos, and pricing. If it's something that interests you after you have a chance to take a look at how this particular one was put together. 82 inches in overall length means this is a big boat. It is a ton of fun to put together and even more fun to operate. Let me show you how Dwayne put it together. A little later on we'll get to showing you how it does in the water. So as I mentioned, the hull is 82, 83 inches in overall length. I'm going to say it's got a good 8 or 9 inch beam to it, meaning you have a ton of room inside for your control boxes, your watertight cylinders, any sort of operational features you want to put into it. Of course, the OTW kit is just amazing quality overall, well known for putting out some of the best model submarine kits in the hobby. When I got this boat, had sort of a basic two-tone gray paint job. We went ahead and did a little bit more of a weathering job to it, added a little bit of rust and streaking just to make it feel a little bit more realistic, as though it had been out in the open ocean on patrol. The cylinder for this that we'll show you here in a minute is completely scratch built by Dwayne in his typical manner. He's an exceptionally prolific builder, and you'll see the quality of the work that he does here in just a minute. All right, let's pop this thing open. I'll show you how you gain access to it, how the cylinder is installed, and how everything works. Access is really easy, actually. There's one little hooked piece of rigging right in the front that just simply comes off. And there is a single screw right down this access hole here, Phillips head screw. You undo it 90 degrees. That releases the aft end of the upper hull. You simply lift that up, if I can get that up here, and basically the whole thing lifts off. If you want to take a look underneath, you can see that air hose. And then in the forward part of this conning tower is an open mast hole, and that actually receives this antenna disguised to look as a periscope. It's flexible, so if you do hit anything, you're not going to break it. And this just simply slips up from underneath, and this is where the antenna for the radio is hidden. Reason being, this is a 2.4 gigahertz system. I'm a recent convert to it, and we'll show you how all of that works here in a minute. We'll just take a look at the interior layout of the boat. Again, this is a scratch-built cylinder from Dwayne Hill. He does all of his own cylinders. Starting at the back here, we've got, there's two brushed motors that live sort of underneath that equipment tray, and a 40 amp electronic speed controller that powers them. Two servos for your rudder and rear dive planes. Got an automatic pitch controller in here. A linear servo controls the vent and blow functions. We've got a nice big ballast tank. This boat has a ton of freeboard. It floats nice and high, makes a really striking silhouette when it's surfaced. We've got a really big high output air pump that blows the ballast tank once that intake is emerged above the surface. And then we've got a forward servo, which controls our forward dive planes. A big beefy sealed lead acid battery lives in the front there, just like the T-Class, and connects via a waterproof connection in the back there. All the connections, all the linkages are made up magnetically, so they just simply snap together. The cylinder drops in, velcros down, and that's all you need to do to install the cylinder. So I'm going to go ahead and power this up. I want to show you how everything works and go through the emergency fail-safe functionality of this radio link system. So let's test some functions. We're going to go ahead and turn the radio on, keep the throttle down to 0, then back up to halfway, which is going to be neutral from the boat's perspective. Going to grab our power cables and connect them. And that's how everything gets turned on. So now the boat is powered up and we can begin to test the functions. We've got the rudder. We got our throttle. Nice smooth operation. Really, really nice. Now the pitch controller actually automatically controls the pitch of the boat to keep it on an even keel. We can test the ballast system. You can hear that big air pump kick in. That's blowing ballast. And then if we move it the other way, it vents. You can see this little air vent pops open, and that would allow the model to submerge. Last thing we got here in the front, obviously, is our forward dive planes. The big drawback of gigahertz controlled submarines is that the antenna needs to be above the surface of the water at all times. I don't feel that that's a big issue because you operate your boat at periscope depth or surfaced 95 to 98% of the time. Even people who've been running their boats for forever with low frequency radios will only dip that boat down fully submerged for a few seconds at a time because you really lose sight of where it is and what it's doing. So I don't feel this is a big detriment. I think it's actually a benefit. If for whatever reason the boat does dip fully below, if you just don't quite have the knack of things yet, there's fail-safe functionality built into it that'll bring that boat back up. And I'll show you what that looks like. So we're going to pretend that we're driving along. Let's say we're driving along quickly. And I'm going to simulate loss of signal by turning off the transmitter. So the throttle dropped down to about 50%. And if we look at the front, you can see that we've got full rise on the forward dive planes. The boat will submerge just to the point where it loses signal. The failsafe kicks in, surfaces back up, you regain signal, and it's almost seamless to the point where you can't tell that you lost signal in the first place. It makes for a really enjoyable experience operating the boat. I'm a big believer. We're going to be offering these radios on the site if you guys are interested in pairing those up for your new model submarine projects. So there we have it. This is a beautiful S Class submarine based on an OTW hull out of the UK. Originally built by Dwayne Hill, finished up, tweaked, and weathered by yours truly, Bob Martin, the RCSubGuy with the NautilusDryDocks.com. If you have any questions or comments, I would love to hear from you. Email me anytime, bob@rc-sub.com. I would love to hear from you. Be sure you head on over to the website at NautilusDryDocks.com. They got a lot of information, tips, resources, videos, products, kits, and all sorts of fun stuff for you to take a look at for this amazing hobby of RC submarines. Thanks a lot for joining me, everyone. We will catch you next time.